Hello to all and welcome to the SpannFlower channel. I'm SpannFlower and this is Political Sports Report. Okay, so now, as I have been stating for the last couple of weeks, I've moved away from the athletics portion of our society into the political portion of our society. And so we have a lot to talk about because there's a lot of things going on, and so I want to get to it right away. Okay, now, just let you know, if you like these videos, subscribe, share, make a comment, hit that like button, and any comments that's made to the channel, I try to respond to them, so I look forward to those as well. And also, the weather in the city of Chicago, we'll get to that as well. All right, now, let me get my glasses on so I can see you all better, okay? And here we go. Okay, first up, we're going to do our Just the Facts segment. And just the facts are that District Attorney Fani Willis, that's prosecuting the Trump election interference trial in Georgia, is in trouble. Okay? And she's in trouble in a lot of different ways. And I don't want to talk about it in a way that's bashing her, because, but I want to talk about it in a way that, that we can get some context to it. Firstly, I'll just put it in an analogy of a sports analogy. I'll take, say, for instance, the Dallas Cowboys. When they played the Green Bay Packers just a little bit ago, they got thumped, okay? Because they were cocky, they were outcoached, their personnel was not what they thought it was, and they got embarrassed. People gonna get let go, all of that. I'll put that in the same analogy with this case that's going on in Georgia, in Fulton County, with District Attorney, Prosecutor Fani Willis, and her staff that she put together. Let's just say that it's not pretty down there because, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's just my personal take on it and just the facts, okay? And I'll get to the opinion of it later on. But again, Miss Fani Willis was an accomplished black young woman. She had done a lot down there in the state of Georgia. And so she wanted to get her name in lights. And, hey, she's ambitious and she wants to do what she wants to do. But she wouldn't have brought this case against Trump and those 19 co-defendants if she did not have the backing of the handlers or whoever it was that persuaded her or that encouraged her or that whatever it was had her taking on this big task, okay? And I am sure that they had vetted her and had looked through all the personal things that she had going on before they chose her for this case, because they wanted to make sure that if the case did not hold up, that she would take the fall. And that's exactly what's happening, because I'm sure that someone, whoever her handlers were, knew what was going on.
A prosecutor in President Trump's 2020 election interference case. District Attorney Fani Willis has been accused of being in a romantic relationship with a prosecutor she hired. The claims were made by one of Trump's co-defendants, and now the judge has ordered a hearing to address it. A motion filed last week seeks to remove Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade from the case. Nicole Killian has the district attorney's response.
As a woman of color, it would not matter what I did. My motive, my talent, my ability, and my character would be constantly attacked.
District Attorney Fani Willis broke her silence this week at an Atlanta church, accusing critics of racism amid accusations that she had an improper relationship with Nathan Wade, a special prosecutor she hired to lead the 2020 election interference investigation into former President Trump.
Is it that some will never see a black man as qualified, no matter his achievements?
The allegations were made in a filing this month by co-defendant Michael Roman, a former Trump campaign operative who pleaded not guilty to 7 felony counts for his role in an alleged fake elector scheme. His attorney wants the charges dismissed and suggests, without citing evidence, that Willis not only had a romantic relationship with Wade, but financially benefited from it. The complaint alleges the pair became involved before the case and says Wade filed for divorce a day after taking a contract with the DA in November 2021. Since then, it alleges Wade has been paid more than $653,000 for his work by Willis's office and used some of the money to take Willis on lavish trips to such places as Napa Valley, California, Florida, and the Caribbean. Willis says the two other special prosecutors were paid the same hourly rate.
Her boyfriend, she gave him $1 million to go get Trump, right? And then they go on vacation.
Trump says the case against him should be dropped, while some Republicans have called for an investigation.
This is not what the prosecution needed.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says whether the charges are proven or not, there could be consequences.
I do not expect this case to be dismissed and go away, but it is not out of the question for a different prosecutor to take charge of the case to simply remove the appearance of impropriety.
Willis has been subpoenaed to appear in Wade's divorce case next week, and her attorney accused Wade's estranged wife of conspiring with interested parties in the Trump case to embarrass her. Willis has not confirmed or denied a relationship with Wade. A Fulton County judge has asked Willis to respond to the allegations by February 2nd. Vlad?
With her and all this other stuff that's happening out there. Now, first thing, she got into this case. It was a huge case. Her personnel was not together. That's the first thing. Secondly, cocky. Thirdly, now she's getting thumped in the eyes of public opinion. Okay? So, she is alleged to have an entanglement, I would say, with her co-prosecutor, who is going through a defense. His last name is Wade. You know, I'm not going to even give credit. His last name is Wade. Okay? He and his wife are going through a divorce, and she's been asked to participate or to be deposed in his divorce proceedings. Okay? You can have a personal relationship with whomever you want. And if it was just that, okay, maybe a reprimand or something. But now, you've moved away from the personal relationship that you might have been having with this man going through a divorce that you hired to you, him, and the taxpayers' money. That's a totally different thing, okay? And even if she gets removed from this case and he gets removed from the case, you can't unring that bell.
Details tonight as new civil court filings now accuse Fulton County Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade of buying airline tickets to Miami and San Francisco for Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis.
Now, this new filing includes credit card statements his wife's attorneys say back up that claim. Our Zach Merchant is here with, once again, the latest on this ongoing issue.
Yeah, guys, we told you at 5 o'clock about the breaking news we had then when a judge announced a hearing that is now set for Monday to evaluate the claims in the divorce case between Nathan Wade and his wife Joycelyn. Now we're breaking down how that could impact the ongoing criminal case against former President Donald Trump that Nathan Wade is helping to lead. These new developments all stem from a recent subpoena served on DA Willis, compelling her to testify in Wade's divorce case. Willis filed a motion in court just yesterday trying to block that subpoena, arguing she had no legally relevant information to share. But today, Joycelyn Wade responded in court, releasing credit card statements alleged to be her husband's that show he spent more than $1,000 for a passenger listed as Fani Willis to accompany him on trips to Miami and San Francisco in 2022 and 2023. Joycelyn Wade's attorneys wrote that they wanted to depose Willis to determine the nature of her relationship with Nathan Wade. Previous 11 Alive reporting revealed that Wade has been paid more than $500,000 more than the other special prosecutors on the case. Stressing that he was speaking only hypothetically, long-term Gwinnett County District Attorney Danny Porter says if the allegations are true, it would reflect badly on Willis's judgment as a lead prosecutor.
Ultimately, it'd be a question for the voters whether or not they want to reelect a person who exercised poor judgment.
But when it comes to how these allegations might impact the ongoing criminal case against Mr. Trump, Porter says it would take a lot of proof for Wade or Willis to be disqualified from the case.
Unless they could show that it was all part of a plan to pay him more money and then she would draw the benefit, more or less a kickback, then it's really irrelevant to the criminal case, to the Trump case.
We have repeatedly reached out to Nathan Wade about these allegations. So far, he has not responded.
All right, Zach, thank you so much. We also want to point out that DA Willis's team has said that they will only be responding in court filings of their own.
Because once you start talking about the money, that's it. So now they moved, and she's the, what angers me about this whole thing is that she's the one that's losing the most. Her reputation is on the line. She's all over social media with her name being dragged through the mud because of a decision that she made, and now she's paying for it. Okay? It ain't no other way to slice it. Because the prosecutor, whatever. His wife, whatever. Her name, her career, all the aspirations and goals that she's tried to achieve are being dragged through the mud. Okay? And I tell people all the time, politics is a dirty business. It's a blood sport. You can't come after people that have millions of dollars and millions of resources and not have your game in order. Regardless if it's innocent or not. The appearance of it is. Now is the move away from DA Fani Willis, prosecutor extraordinaire, prosecuting Trump, to DA Fani Willis going in on her prosecutorial paramour's wife, and they feuding back and forth in court filings. Fanny, you made it personal when you went to this girl's and put it in a report. And I'm going to show you these court filings, which is absolutely ridiculous, okay? Because she was in the middle of something that, Fani Willis was in the middle of something that she should not have been in the middle of. It saddens me to say that. She's in the middle of something that she shouldn't be in the middle of. Look at these court filings, okay? And how it started was John Roman, one of Donald Trump's co-defendants in the trial, made a motion, 127-page motion, to have her dismissed from the case and have her just removed and have the case dropped. And he filed this in court proceedings. So, of course, the media got a hold to it. Well, conservative media got a hold to it, let me just say that. And it's been off to the races ever since. And then she did make a public statement where she went to the church. And she went to the church and talked about what her issues were as far as being a black woman and how she feels racism. But listen, that dollar is green. And they don't care if you black, brown, blue, white, whatever. That's what they're going to be looking at. And that could really potentially cause some serious, serious problems for her. And just besides the embarrassment and all of that, they're looking at these documents and they're seeing that their money, that the gentleman put invoices and paid for things out of his account and put her name in it. So again, and then tried to hide the money from the woman that he's divorcing after 25 years of marriage. Hell have no fury like a black woman scorned. Let me just let you know that. So you should have treaded lightly upon that instead of sending out this threatening response to try to squash the subpoena, where they're having you go to the court to testify, or where you're being subpoenaed in a divorce trial on January 23rd. Now, let me just say this. And I want to say this to the black women, these elites, these professional women and all of that. Whoever your handlers are, they put you up to these big jobs and then they laud you in the press and everything else and put your name in lights. And then if something goes wrong or something happens that they don't like, or they want you to do something that you maybe shouldn't be doing, or maybe that's above your pay grade to do, then you have to do it. So you pressed into doing it. So now it's not only Fani Willis that's dealing with this. What about Kim Foxx, our outgoing district attorney here, or state's attorney in the city of Chicago? What about her? What about the mayor over there in Dalton, Illinois? What about Marilyn Mosby over there in Baltimore? I mean, it's so many of them that put their neck out there on the line after going to school, paying off all these student loans, doing all the things that they can do to get their name in lights and to further their careers, only for their careers to be tarnished, and then they're facing civil litigation themselves. or not even civil, some criminal in some cases. And we're going to have a topic about that, okay? Because these politics is a dirty business. And when you're talking about people's money, talking about power, the highest levels of power, you're going to meet with some resistance. And I just felt like she was overmatched in her team that she put together for this. It was personal and it wasn't business. In her statements, she said at the church, she said they were her personal friends. They were this, they were that. Listen, you have to have somebody that's going to be able to correct a behavior if it's going wrong. Because listen, you put your friends in there, and now look at you. Look at your situation. You being drugged through the mud of public opinion, and maybe through the legal system yourself for these type of transactions that's happening. And not only that, now you feud with another black woman. You know, that black women, can we please stop? Can we please stop that and understand what's going on here? Okay? We have to stick together in these types of situations. And I said it before and I say it again on this channel. If you see somebody doing something wrong, say something. Okay? And whatever your personal entanglement was with this prosecutor, was it worth it? Look at all you've gone through. Look at what's happening to you now. Is it really worth it? Sad. Look at all these court filings that's going on. And you all over social media. Don't nobody care about the prosecutor you picked. And don't nobody care about his wife. But you made it a point to put yourself out there in the light to go after a former sitting president and 19 other co-defendants that have money, that have resources. Some of them are seasoned attorneys themselves. So they're not going to care that you was a black woman in this country and all you've been through in the country. You attacking them, so they're attacking you. And where your handlers at? Where your support system at, Fani? Where all these people that was applauding you and clapping for you? Now they all laughing at you, ready to discard you. Was it worth it? Gotta ask ourselves those questions. Was it worth it? We'll keep following this storyline because it's a big one. And man, I hate to see it. But we gotta, you know, you did this. This is why I'm here. This is why the channel is here. You know, this political sport ain't for the faint of heart. Know that. Know that. Now, we're gonna move on to our court. Well, not even court, just to our public opinion section. And I'd like to know from you all. Do you feel that these elite black women are pawns? Do you feel that they've sold out to get their name in lights, and then when their handlers are done with them, they kick them to the curb? Do you feel that way? I do. So let me know. Is there a particular person or political figure that you thought had a shining, and that's a female? We'll deal with the males next week. But this week we're going to stay on the females. Is there a female that you thought had a promising career? Lori Lightfoot, Kim Fox, you know, I mean, Keisha Lance Bottoms, Marilyn Mosby. I mean, all of these, Letitia James in New York. Which one of these women do you feel have a promising career that was derailed or is going to be derailed, carrying the water for something that might not have been worth all the time and effort that they put into their education, into their community, into their craft, into all of that, just to get their name in lights? Let me know. Post a comment to the comment section, because I certainly have a couple that I'm going to put in the comment section in that regard. Okay? Let me know.